So we have been in Lefkes for a couple of days and the weekend is now finally here. We are getting organized to go out into the islands for the weekend. But there's first something that we need to do that's came up in the passage, and that's our Saildrive issue with the engine. So we're gonna have a look at that now and see whether we can actually safely go here, whether the seal is fine, whether it's an electrical problem, and see what we need to do. I'm Daria, this is Chris, and that's Jasper, and these are our seaworthy dogs, Hachi and Luna. This is our floating home, Ragdoll. For 2 years we called a 47-foot monohull a home. Now we've set sail on a chapter aboard a catamaran, embracing the beauty and chaos of life at sea. Full-time work, homeschooling, storms and sunsets, this is our reality. No script, no certainty, just wind, waves and the endless blue. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoy this episode.
I think I'm getting too old to keep folding myself into engine rooms. There we go. I'm not really sure what's going on, to be honest. So, the sensor that says if there's any water in the space is here. So we can easily remove that and see if there's any water in the void. So there's the sensor, and I'm looking into a nice dry void, which means we're not down flooding with a ripped Saildrive, which is fine. So I'm going to leave that sensor out and try and trace it back and see if I can find the issue, because I suspect this water leak here has something to do with it. All this salt is coming out of the heat exchanger here, and that is potentially going to be a tricky fix, because we all know how YANMAR heat exchangers like to corrode around the seal face there. So everything in there is really greasy because your YANMAR 3JH4 crankcase breather never stays in. So it's only, because people are always standing down on the engine, this is an easy snap, and that just means oily misery is just constantly breathed around the engine compartment. So everything is needing a degreasing in here. So there's an interesting result. I've just come back to the first connection and it's absolutely chock full of water. So the first thing we'll do is we'll just rinse that out. Step one. I'm tracing the wiring back to this sort of zone.
Okay.
And if this was off, it would be beneficial. So it's always interesting what you find as you go through things. And this is what I'm looking at inside the inlet manifold here. Now, is that just from the crankcase breather? It probably is, to be honest. Let's have a look. It's not okay. It's probably just from the crankcase breather. It's an emissions thing, and what's effectively happening is that any overpressure in the crankcase is coming up to the top of the engine, and this little tube is supposed to be sucking it back into the inlet. What it does is it basically gums up your valves over time. So what I think we'll do is we'll fit a catch tank to try and capture that oil before it goes back into the manifold. The idea is that you burn any oil vapor coming off of it while it's warm, but it just makes a mess. I'm gonna remove again. So I found this. So this is, I don't know, I think it might be part of the amplifier circuit. I'm just sort of tracking things back. Plenty of oil and junk around the shop. Nope.
Yeah.
Right, so just on the off chance that we've improved anything, I'd like you to go and turn on the engine, but not try and start it. You know, go to one click and see if the alarm comes on.
Okay.
There's 2 secs, we'll put this in here. So the sensor's dry, so it should, in theory, just not come on.
Okay.
So
I'll go try.
Yeah, go. So that was full of what seemed like seawater, and that was so full of oil because of this. I mean, we might have already fixed it just by faffing about with these.
This engine needs a lot of maintenance, huh?
Just a bit. I'll put it back in. So we've got a heap of engine earths that are really grotty, so I'm going to go and wire brush them up, and hopefully that makes a difference. Easy win. Always an earth, always. Go there. Ow.
Boat yoga. Tap tap. Tap tap.
I think it's a 12. Wow. So it was a 13. It's now corroded to like 12 and a half. Yeah. This is entertaining.
If in doubt, hammer it out.
You got the ratchet?
Yeah.
Okay. That shit, a little bit bigger than a mouse shit. The engine earth here is wet as heck. Yeah, that ain't pretty. So this is a little bit of a stopgap. You know, we would rather do more of this in the boatyard where we can get the engine out, we can get good access, and we can fix all the other little things that are going on.
But we need to get to Italy first, and the engine needs to work.
Yeah.
Needs to work for us to get to Italy.
Like even like that, we need to replace that terminal. That's awful. That's corroded. Right, so that was the contact surface for the engine earth. That ain't good.
Yeah, ouch.
That's an electrical issue and a half waiting to happen. Ah! Ah! Ah!
What are you doing? You danger cookie.
Mm.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, can find the crimp I want.
I'm less fussy about crimps than other people. I mean, like I would call that acceptable. You know, for a tiny wee wire like that, I would call that all right.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's why I keep looking.
Quite a bit of this wire here, and it's pretty miserable all the way up it. So let's see how much further we can go.
It's not looking very good.
So we've got that earth cleaned up, wire brushed, new terminal. Daria's going to go and try the engine to see if the alarm's cleared.
So same exercise again. It was the Saildrive light that was coming on. It didn't come on last time after we tried when we cleared out the water. So
let's have a look. So to ignition, was this not coming on before?
nope.
That's really good. That coming on nice and bright is normal. This is the Saildrive alarm. If that goes into seawater, that comes on. So what we're waiting on, what the alarm is based on just now, is a lack of oil pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go to start. Oil pressure light goes away. Battery light should go away when we start upping the revs a little on the alternator. That's really good because I don't think, yeah, and there's the oil pressure worry. Right, so that's not coming on. That's good because one of these was sort of gently glowing in the dark. So maybe we could go and have a look at some of the other earths in there. We could maybe brush up on the alternator earths.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as we shut the engine down there, we can actually hear this sucking in air. So really it's just going to keep producing huge amounts of salt water over the electrical harness unless we do something about it. So I'm going to explore and see if we can improve it. Now this is the one thing I was desperate not to do until we got to a boatyard, because you never know how it's going to go with these heat exchangers. There's no real evidence that it's associated with the hoses of the leak. I mean, I'm going to cut them back anyway. See how we get on, but
That doesn't bode well.
Daria, could you try and find me some sockets for this? That would make, like, it looks like an Allen key, yeah?
Yeah.
If you can find an Allen key socket that goes onto that, that'd be good in this toolkit. I'm taking no chances here.
Oh, it's gonna get hammered!
One of the reasons I'm really reluctant to try and fix this leak in particular is, well, I need to be in a boatyard because the boat needs to be safe and alongside, and it doesn't have to move under its own power for the next week or 2 or 3 while you deal with however this comes off. Because these bolts, it's steel through bronze into aluminium, and it's usually it can go one of 2 ways: good or bad. Simple as that.
That's not budging at all, is it?
Actually, it is.
Oh. Yeah, I see it.
So you can see some relative movement of the head in relation to the bronze, but that doesn't mean the thread isn't stuck in there. So, you force this at your peril. So because I'm thinking I'm turning it inside there but not there, I'm going to concentrate heat more into the aluminium.
Hallelujah!
That never happens. Holy moly, look how lucky we got. Yeah, look how lucky we got. Pooey, that's corrosion product all over. Okay. That's a good thing.
So you put that one back in just to see if you can loosen off the other one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if it's eccentric, it might be putting more tension on that, which we don't want.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting the same kind of little.
Is it turning? Yay!
Nope.
Oh, shit.
I knew it would happen. Now, you can try your best with these. We're now immobile here.
Fuck.
That's what happens. And it's not because you were being too hard with it. I'll show you why. Look at the snap line. This bolt was already half corroded through.
Yeah, you can see it. I'll give it here so I can actually see it on camera. Yeah. Oh.
So now it becomes a bit more tricky.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and till next time!